No, that's fine.
Shall I smash my other one out?
Smash your other one out. I'm gonna keep thinking about to tell me. I don't know how I'm gonna tell these.
Either do I. That's why.
That's why you wanted. That's why you offered me.
Yeah, this is the finesse right here. I know.
Colours everywhere. You're just gonna burst out into that.
Proper like red. Oh, it was awful. But anyway, did a Shakespeare thing in school. I don't think I do it anymore. So in our secondary school, they did this thing called the Shakespeare. I can't remember, Shakespeare Festival.
Oh yeah.
And for the first 2 years, you had to do it, and it was like they would take a full day off school. It was a really cool way of doing, like, because it was a way of studying English and stuff, and people to do a bit of drama to get people into drama next year. Yeah, because you start doing that stuff in third year.
It's poaching.
So it's a clever way to get kids, make friends with kids and stuff early on. And to get your floating class where you have to like be good with your teachers. That's
Genius,
a good way.
It's
a clever little
because you're getting a day off school, you don't care about it. It's like, I'm getting a day of school and I'm making friends.
You would do a bit of it during classes, just maybe 15 minutes at the end of a class, or maybe they do one class every 2 weeks or something. Yeah. And more as it was coming up. And you would do a Shakespeare play. So you'd pick I'll do the one we did. So it was like Romeo and Juliet. Oh, we're picking Romeo and Juliet, or you pick Hamlet, Macbeth, whatever it is. And then they go, what's our theme for this one? And you would do like, I'll make one up for you. Let's do Macbeth, but it's gangsters.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Rather than Macbeth.
Recycled
everyone
space,
slowly comes up with it. Macbeth's actually the big godfather. And then, these are like the guys. And then
there is a film that does that as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. So you take like, what do you call it? So it's a way of being like, rather than just having people, the 5 best drama students do this, it gets people a little bit more involved and a bit more fun and whatnot. And but yeah, I think we did it both years, and it was nice because it was all day. There was like 11 performances because there was like 4, whatever, it was 5 and 6 classes.
Yeah,
and you just get to watch this all day, do your own thing. It was like a nice But we did Romeo and Juliet, I think, and we did it as like a Vegas thing, because we'd also been watching Vegas Romeo plus Juliet in school, so it was a nice like time.
Oh, Baz Luhrmann.
Yeah, so it was a nice.
I like that a lot. Actually,
it's a great film. It's not really good. Pretty good. There's bits of it that are still a bit weird. Seeing Leo being like, "I'd have 5 stars."
Oh yeah. It's
a weird film, but anyway. So we did something like that. It was kind of vaguely based on that. We're not, that original. We're sorry. And I got picked to do, because they'd be like, class, keep him under control. Yeah. But I was picked to be an Elvis impersonator priest.
So you were the Friar Lawrence character.
I was an Elvis.
That's cool. That's an awesome.
But the weirdest thing about it was they wouldn't. It was kind of awful as well in a way that like I had to really go for it, or they weren't happy. So I was totally thrown because I didn't have any lines really. Yeah. Except a bit of a But it was they sort of threw it in as a last minute, Yeah. So it was a nice way of doing like the whole play, and everyone Temple had to learn all his lines, and all them had to learn all lines, but I was just sort of there, so it was fine. They just left me last minute, and then it was like, oh, we need to do that. Declan's entrance, and I had to properly come in from the back of the hall, and they blasted like hound dog, and I had to like spin around, and get people up and stuff. It was horrendous.
You had to get people up.
I proper like do this to people.
Start dancing and stuff. Gee, I wouldn't like doing that now.
The weirdest bit was no one knew who it was. That's the bit.
No one knew it was Elvis.
I had sunglasses on. I had like my school shirt was pulled up, and I had like a wig on, and no one had a clue it was me at all.
No one had. I thought you meant.
Obviously, some of them knew, like classmates would know. Yeah. But as in, like, it wasn't like other ones. It was like, oh, there's Haley's doing this, blah blah blah, or Jamie's doing this.
I thought you meant they didn't know it was Elvis. I thought they meant he was such a bad.
As in, like, it was such a big, and obviously all kids look the frickin' same.
Yeah.
It was literally like, who's that? It was a really weird, like.
Were your parents there?
Yeah.
Did they know?
I think they vaguely knew. But I was like, no one had a clue. People were like, just Declan. And I was sort of like, screw you. I was like,
of course it's me. Did you just start going colours everywhere?
I probably had to like walk in like this, like claps and shit. But I like the first time I did it, I just went like this, and they were like, no. I was trying to be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kind of Elvis, and they were like,
and they're like, no.
You have to properly want you on your hands and knees and stuff. I knee slid. Knee slid.
Downstairs somehow.
Asking a 13-year-old to knee slide. You're too old for weddings at that point.
I know.
But yeah, it was a weird. I'm kind of glad no one knows now, but it was a weird one at the time because in my head I was like, you know what? I want the glory. I want people to be like, he went for it that night. I'm like, no one has a clue. So there you go. There's those 2 awful tales. So you're up.
Brilliant, man.